And I tell people, I actually had this conversation last night. I think the reason that we work so well is because the night that we met, I knew I missed the little part of that story too. When you wanted to hang out with me the next day, and I was no, sir.
Oh, yeah, because she was like, nope, I just got out of a relationship. I don't want to do this. Like,
I told you what this was. This was inappropriate, but this was a one-night thing, and we're going to move on from it.
Yeah.
But
and she called her mom, and she was like, he's not tall, because I'm not. Anybody that's ever met me knows I'm not tall. I'm probably average height. He's not tall, and he has a beard.
It's like, what do I do?
I don't know what to do. And her mom told her, just see what happens.
I know that not everyone can see this because it's podcast, but we have this little thing when I want to kiss, and it actually went viral on TikTok a couple of years ago. Like, I mean, millions and millions of views on it.
Like 3 million views twice.
Yeah. So when I want a kiss, or if he wants a kiss, we do this little thing. Yeah. And it created such a controversy on TikTok, I swear. Apparently, in other countries, this is not something you should do to someone that you care about. It's more of like a derogatory thing, I guess. So when people saw me doing this to him and he came running every time, they're like, what kind of control does she have? And they left us unsupervised at a Mexican restaurant.
Does that?
And we had our fair share of Lucy juice. Yeah. And, as the night goes on, the drinks get stronger.
I was like a new mom at the time.
Yeah,
so
I had a baby.
Really drank that much since. So that was my first night that I had drank.
So they come back over there and Tommy's like,
I didn't want you to think I was a lightweight. That's why I had to
you had to make sure that was known. I mean, it was a little questionable. But so they get back over there and I'm like, I think we're going to go live. And then both of the guys are like, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, Brittany's drunk and we're just like, no, we're definitely going to go live. So we get on live.
It's a great idea.
Immediately, shit got weird. Conversations were had that should not have been had. I had people texting me.
I don't even know what we talked about.
I don't know all of it either, but people were texting me and they were like, girl, did you just say that? I was definitely jealous. Like, there was a point in time where Tommy and I had to actually have a conversation because he said, I'm not able to perform on stage. Like, and this was in the very beginning. Yes. I promise I'm not crazy like that anymore. No. At least not in that aspect.
No, I'm crazy. I get it.
But he was like, I can't perform like I want to on stage because I'm constantly looking at you, looking at me, look at girls, trying to see what's going on. And he's like, you make me uncomfortable up there.
Yeah.
But that's one very special thing about our relationship is that we're able to have those uncomfortable conversations.
You have to.
And it progressed into me being totally fine.
And that man said, God, whoever was in that car, didn't make it. They're probably gone. And my dad said, well, you're sitting there talking to him right now.
I believe that everyone has a time and a place, and it's already established for you from the moment that you're brought into this world. His work wasn't done,
Well, that man, Dad turned around and said, you're talking to that man right now. And he said, you mean to tell me you were in that car? He said, yes, sir. He said, you have a chain. You have a life chain. And once your links are up, then you're done. And Dad, I remember Dad looking at me looking at Dad. We turned around, that man was gone. And I went through a phase where my dad looked at me and said, you ain't got lives like a cat. You got lives like 9 cats. You got 81 lives. And he's true. Obviously, leaving one of y'all shows, I got shot.
He got shot. Yeah, I actually, not that I forgot about it, but it's obviously not something that we talk about all the time. But yeah, I mean, you left the show, and where was it? New Orleans or something?
No,
where did you go?
It was La Berche Casino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
You are so lucky though, because I mean, considering where, where it could have been, you got the scar from it and all. That's just absolutely wild. One chance at this life.
What are you waiting on? Are you waiting on someone to hand it to you? Because ain't nobody going to hand you nothing.
Nope.
Ain't nobody going to hand you anything.
And when you do it yourself, you have so much more respect for it. You appreciate it, and it's something you're going to hold on to forever. And you're not going to, not going to let that dream fizzle out.
Don't get discouraged when you do it and you're starting at the bottom, because the bottom is the foundation. If you have somebody that gets you in and you automatically to the top, you ain't got no foundation.
Nope.
So the foundation is that.
Bar too.
Oh, yeah.
The acoustic, and you're just like giving people tickets. Like you gave that girl those tickets for her birthday, and I just love the joy on your face to give joy to other people's face. I love that so much about you. Like it brings me joy to watch that. Like,
Yeah, no, for real, that is a huge part of it. In the position that we're in, just by talking to someone or giving them a hug or making them feel special for a few minutes, it really creates like a lasting memory for them. But that's not even the awkward moment. The awkward moment is the fact that, again, because we can blame tequila, we came home one night and it was like, it was like 2 a.m. and I decided that I was going to cook it was me, Tommy, Nick, maybe a couple other people that were at the house. And I was cooking this meat and I'm like, son of a bitch, what is going on? This meat like just will not cook. They come over there. I didn't even have the stove on. I literally did not even have the stove turned on, and I was cooking this meat for like a solid 15 minutes.
And then one night he come in and he was drinking, drunk. He started hitting on me, and I told him, I said, this is it. So he's like, take my boots off. So he got on all, down on his knees and hands, and he put Jason on one side of the room where if I tried to run, I couldn't get him. Well, when I pulled the boots off, I yanked as hard as I could. He hit the floor. I ran. I got Jason, and I took off.
So you literally had to grab your child and escape in the middle of the
Yes.
night. I like to Google a lot. And in the pregnancy, towards the end of it, I was Googling every single symptom I had because I knew that something was wrong. And I think I called you and I was like, Mom, I am itching from head to toe. What is going on? So I completely diagnosed myself, didn't I?
You completely diagnosed yourself.
Yeah. I called the doctor and I was like, this is the disease that I have and you need me to deliver the baby right now. And they're like, just take some Benadryl or something. And I'm like, that's not going to do it. But okay, if I die, it's on you. Do you think she's the leader of the Illuminati? Or do you think it's Beyonce?
I think it's Beyonce.
I really think it could very well be Beyonce.
I think it's Beyonce.
We are so getting canceled after this episode, I'm telling you. I'm convinced that it's
Don't
Beyonce
come for
because
us. It was impressive.
I've told Thomas that I think that, like, honestly, if it came down to it, she has fans that would be willing to kill for her.
1,000%.
And that's terrifying to be able to have that much power, that much
power
control.
is completely terrifying. It really is.
And shit. So
I don't even do antiques because I'm afraid of anything old freaks me out.
Thomas tells me that all the time.
I'm afraid something's going to be attached to it. My mom had like an antique store when I was little, and like the smell already, I'm like, ugh, but I have friends that collect antiques. I'm like, nope.
That's one of my
favorite things. You're going to bring something
do.
into my house, and I'm like, Like I appreciate the history. It needs to stay there. Like I
like old boxes, and I feel like there were so many things that old boxes could have been holding, and
have
like
you seen
deep
The Conjuring?
secrets.
I mean,
okay, so I actually don't watch a lot of possession movies.
I don't either.
It's like the absolute most chaotic bullshit situation.
Well, when I started, I'm not going to say the name of the place, but it's not open anymore. I worked there for about 2 years and I managed there. I had a lady that came in one night with her son, and he was going around asking my female customers if they wanted a drink. Well, of course, they told him no because he was drunk and, staggering around, and he was very rude. Well, he kept calling him a bitch. So the lady who was his mom went to the restroom, and while she was in the restroom, I didn't realize she was, but I told him that he needed to leave because he wasn't going to treat my customers like that. Mm-hmm. Well, when she comes out the bathroom, she asked me what happened. So I tell her, and she told me I needed to get the fuck out of her face. And I said, no, ma'am, I'm not in your face. Well, she tried to hit me across the bar, and I picked up an ashtray.
I can only
and
imagine.
I swung it. So,
you hit her with an ashtray?
Yes, I did. And
honestly, it doesn't surprise me.
No, I called my boss and I told him, and he said, well, when I get back to the bar, I'm going to run the camera and look.
It was during Tick Fall 200, the bathroom situation.
Oh my God! Yes,
no,
that's
literally my favorite one.
Yes.
Okay, so there's this long line in the bathroom, and I was like, there's no reason for this, obviously. Mm-hmm. So there's a big long line, and I go in there, and people are like whispering and laughing, and they're pointing to the small stall. And I'm like, what's going on? So I look under there, and I see 2 sets of feet. And I'm like, that's not supposed to be happening in there. So I knock on it and it was like dead silent. And I knock a little bit more and like the girl pops her head out and then I see the guy and I'm like, are y'all doing it in our bathroom right now? And they were so drunk. And the funniest part about it is that they had a boat, like a houseboat that was pulled up and they could have went over there and done that. But meanwhile, they're holding the bathroom up. But I sold a lot of them for a while. It was a shot. And it was called Come in a Hot Tub. So I think, I don't remember like the base alcohol that it was. Might have been vodka. And then you take like a cream, like Kahlua or something, and you just like drizzle it in there slowly. And it, God, that's so gross. Golly. Some of those customers we were talking about earlier might know a little bit about that.
Yeah. Favorite person? Well, I got to tell you, I was doing Zombie Island in 1997 on Cahuenga Boulevard in the famous Hanna-Barbera studios, sitting right next to Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
and
wow.
Dude, for 2 days, we were just swapping stories.
Persistence,
kept coming.
It paid off.
And in about 3 months went by, and I walked in one day, and Lee Stone said, "Here, sit down. Let's talk. I can't hire you. You're too young, okay? I'd love to hire you because, man, if all of our staff here had the go-getting it as you did." He goes, unless you're willing to clean the station on Sunday nights, I have nothing for you. And I said, "You have what?" He says, "Yeah, we need you to mop, empty the trash cans." And I said, "I'm in."
My goodness, did everyone get a gift?
For Christmas?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Every single one.
Every single one.
Golly.
And even like, let's just say that, one of my cousins had gotten a little older, 20-something years old, and they had a girlfriend, not a wife, fiance, a girlfriend that had a kid. My grandmother would make sure that she bought something.
That's so sweet. We need to be more like our grandparents. So we'll start with a non-traditional thing, Christmas trees. Everyone always puts up a Christmas tree. I say everyone. You put up a Christmas tree for Christmas. I didn't like that. For one, I didn't like all of the needles all over my house. I didn't want to constantly have to clean up with all of that. So I started getting...
Just go to like Target or Walmart or somewhere.
Well, I wouldn't even do that.
Get the best Christmas tree you can find.
Yeah, I did.
This is the Eagles. Please come home for Christmas. Bells will be ringing, the sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone, I have no friend to wish me greetings. Oh, once again, choirs will be singing Silent Night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas. Please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night. Friends and relations send salutations. Sure as the stars shine above. Oh, this is Christmas, hey, Christmas, my dear. Time of year to be with the one that you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more roam Christmas and New Year will find you home. There'll be no more sorrow, no grief and pain, and I'll be happy Christmas once again. sorrow, no grief and pain. Now be happy Christmas once again.
I could not possibly love you any more than I do right now.